Hi, I'm Ashton Fisher. I work with the Home Gurus of Keller Williams Realty.
Hi, I'm Pam Colvin with the Home Gurus at Keller Williams Realty.
I'm Shannon Pryor. I'm also with the Home Gurus of Keller Williams Realty. Big surprise. I'm a transaction coordinator.
So, guys, are y'all ready to learn today?
Yes.
Great. Well, one thing we want to do first is to send a shout out to Jennifer. It is her birthday today. So if she's out there watching us today, happy birthday, sis. We love you.
Happy
Everybody,
birthday.
Tiger. Happy birthday.
If you see her, give her a big hug.
Yes.
So, okay, so today is February 1st. Tomorrow's February 2nd. I have a question for both of y'all. Will the groundhog see his shadow?
Yes.
You think so?
Yes. We're having 6 more weeks of winter. I'm expecting another snow, just like the one we had.
No.
I really do expect that. I did expect
No, we're not having another. No.
that. The deer are still hiding.
Okay, well, we can go wake them up.
We'll go find them, Pam.
Yes. I mean, Ashley, what do you think? Do you think the groundhog's going to see a shadow?
I do think we're gonna have more winter, so.
Okay, I'm the optimist today. I'm just going to let y'all know right now. He is not going to see his shadow. We are going to have spring here soon because I need some warm weather. So, I don't know what you're whispering at.
The sun's out right
Yes,
now.
and no, Shannon, no, just a no, okay?
Okay.
Me and my sister, since it's her birthday, we're going to give in and we're going to have spring soon because we want some warm weather, okay? Right? We're getting it.
She's controlling the weather now.
I am being controlled. So, guys, let's talk about today. Let's see what we're going to talk about the market. We're going to talk about the top benefits of buying a multi-generational home, and some of y'all may not know what it is. We'll go over that too. Home ownership is still the dream, and then we'll give you a housing market update, okay? So let's kind of talk through that. When we're looking at homes, should you order a home inspection?
Absolutely.
Tell us why, Shannon.
Well, because the home inspector can give you an insight and has eyes that you can't see of the property. You're excited to be looking through the property, choose one to make an offer on, and then what's going on behind the walls, what's going on with the plumbing, what's going on with the HVAC. They can see that it's the best tool in your tool belt as a home buyer. Now they don't know everything, and they're going to send us to experts like licensed plumbers, licensed HVAC technicians that are going to be able to fix those items. But this gets you a good insight into the condition, all of the condition of the home that you're about to move into.
So, Ashton, do we carry ladders in our car?
We do not.
So are we getting on the roof?
We are definitely not getting on the roof.
So that is one reason why you're not going to be able to see everything as a buyer. And so I highly agree with Shannon. Get the home inspection because that way you know you're not paying for a lemon for the next 30 years, right?
Yes, or have a big expense right after you move in.
Exactly. Is there a reason why my home's assessed value differs from the compared market value?
Yes, that's going to be the appraisers. No.
No.
Oh, okay. Then I don't know.
Tax assessors.
Oh, yes.
Y'all don't ever worry about the tax assessor saying your property's not valued, which you think market value is. That's okay. We really don't.
We want that one lower.
Yes, that one's a good one to have low because you pay less property taxes. There's a whole slew how they do it with the millage and different accounts. And if you're city and county or just county, there's a whole lot within there. But what I'm telling you right now, don't worry about it. If your tax assessor is low, we're happy. Okay. So market value, we want that one higher because that means more money in your pocket at the end of the day. All right.
Okay.
And then how many houses should I view before purchasing one?
Well, typically, you'll already have a whole list of homes that you've been looking at that we've been sending out to you. And typically we look at 2 to 3 homes a day. And don't be shocked when that very first home you look at ends up being the one that you want to purchase.
Well, why would we only want to look at 2 or 3? I mean, I like to window shop. When we go shopping for clothes, we go to all of them. Why am I only going to look at 1 or 2?
Because you'll see once you get into those homes, everything is going to start looking the same. You're not going to remember what this backyard looked like or what this kitchen looked like. And I look at double that amount of homes a day. So you're going to come back and ask me, hey, do you remember what this kitchen looked like on 123 Main Street? And I am not going to have any idea unless it was the ugliest kitchen or the most beautiful kitchen I've seen.
Oh, there you go.
Without having to go back and look on the MLS and start going, okay, wait, I got to refresh my mind on that. They do start blurring together at the end of the day, just because we see so many, and that's what you want us to do. The more we see, we know when the good ones coming. So yes, and plus you've been browsing, you kind of already picked out what you like. So usually is the first 1 or 2 that you like when you go see a home. So you don't have to see very many. I tell my clients, y'all are going to get this face. I call it my O face, and for a reason, because they walk in and they make a face. And you can just kind of tell as an agent this is what they were looking for. And so let me ask you this: would you just want to shop online and think, oh, I don't really like this one that much? If you can't find anything, would you start looking at others that meet your criteria? Would you go and look at it?
Yes.
Because you'd be surprised the feeling of the house when you get into it. Like you could think, I hate that brick color. I do not want to even look at this house. I hate the brick. That's an easy fix. I know you think it's not. There are fixes on houses for the things that you don't like, but I would still go look at them, because when you go in and walk and feel the space, you may say, no, this is exactly what I was looking for without knowing I was looking for it. Yeah. Okay. Do you have any recommendations on a network? I'm not quite.
Yes, we do.
Okay.
So Keller Williams, we're an international company. So we have agents that work everywhere, and we can help. If you want to move to like Arizona, for example, we can find an agent that's going to be a good agent, Keller Williams agent, and we can help you get with that agent for your move. I think that's what I was asking.
That, and if not, then we do another networking too, don't we, Shannon? We have network of contractors and vendors when we're doing
Yes, absolutely. I have a long list. Just ask me. I will help you find somebody, give you several from any particular field.
And so we have some connections. So we always say Shannon knows a guy. Okay, so
Or girl. This is very true.
So what is a seller's market? Do y'all know?
Yes, we do.
What did you tell me?
So a seller's market is when there's not a lot of homes on the market, meaning that
More buyers than sellers.
Yep.
Yes.
And do you want to talk about the market a little bit?
We're going to get to that in a minute. I'm going to give actual stats. But the seller's market is when we don't have enough homes on the market at all.
So what is a stratified market? I've never heard that term before.
Well, I don't know. You tell me.
I've never heard the term before. So what is that? A stratified market?
I'm not sure either.
What I was heard is a stratified market means it's a mix of both, a buyer's market and a seller's market.
See,
So more like
everybody
a
learned something
confused
today.
market.
That's my confused market. What I say is a confused market. Okay, I never heard big terms, so that's what got me today.
That's that big word, right? See, we all learned something.
Okay, should I sell my current home before buying a new one?
It depends.
That's a 50-50 to me in my book. It's going to depend, one, on your lender. So is your debt to income, can you hold 2 houses? If not, then the lender may state that you have to sell your current house before buying a new one. Does that stress you? If you have to sell a house before you can move into another one? Why would that stress you, Shannon?
If you have to sell a house before you move, because where am I going to go in the meantime?
You're going to stay in your house.
That's well, if you're on that side of it. If you're on the buy side of it, where am I going to move into? If somebody's trying to move into mine, yes, it's very stressful, and it can be very stressful for the buyer and the seller. I've got examples.
Well, it could be stressful, but we do it a lot, right?
Yes.
So we help you. So if you have a house to sell and you have to purchase a house at the same time, you can actually close them on the same day and do a few we have some strategies in with that, so we can alleviate some of the pressure. Now,
what if I find a house
Okay,
that I want to buy, and I want to make an offer on it because we're in a seller's market and I'm going to be fighting possibly with other potential buyers, but I haven't put mine on the market yet. What do I do then?
well, I have some more strategic plans for you.
Okay.
Okay, there's a lot of ways that you can go ahead and get your house on the market, not sell it out from underneath yourself, so that you can actually get get the house that you just found, so you can be competitive in that market. There's some other things that we can do. You can do just a normal offer, written offer. We can change financing around. Your lender may be able to do different kinds of bridge loans, different things like that. There's a lot, and everybody's circumstances are always so different. So if that's in the back of your mind, what I suggest is that you sit down with one of us agents so we can talk through and come up with a good game plan that fits your needs. So that's why I say I wouldn't be stressed if you have to sell your house. Let's come up with a game plan that works for you and your family, right?
And she's good at that.
And so that we can get you where you need to be at the end of the day. Now, Ashton, if we don't have to sell the house, would you sell it?
If you don't have to,
Yeah.
yeah, I probably would.
You would?
To get money, to get.
Well, and see, that's two different things. If you want the money to go for a down payment on the new house, great, or to pay off some bills. Or if you don't have to sell it, you can keep it in as investment property. Now you have some passive income. So there's different things that you can do always. That's why I say every situation is different. Every time we need just to kind of tweak it and change. And it's really important for you to come in and sit down and talk to one of us professional agents here to help you do those things. That would be my suggestion on that. And so when is the best time to sell a home?
Anytime.
Agreed.
Today.
Anytime. There's not one market preferred over another. I feel like if you have the need or the want or the desire, if there's not a lot of houses on the market and it's wintertime, it's okay. Do y'all know that with all the snow we had, houses were still selling, they were still going under contract. So I would not worry about the timing. If it were Christmas, I wouldn't care. Have your Christmas tree up, your Christmas lights
Makes it
up.
look so pretty.
It does, doesn't it? Okay. And then what about if I'm having a family reunion at my house or thinking about doing that, right? And I have all these people here. Do you know you can kind of block off days if you need to, if you have a reason for that? So that's something else that I would do too. I would also not hold back. Summertime's a great time to sell. At the end of the year is a great time to sell because companies are transferring clients, their employees around, so they have to come in and find a house quickly. So I would say anytime is a great time to sell. How can I save money when selling a home? You should know this one.
I'm drawing a blank. I don't. There's times when we can use the same closing attorney.
Okay, that's one.
That's one. I wouldn't do a whole lot of repairs until I am asked for those.
That's two. But what would we want to do before we put the house on the market, Shannon, that would be very beneficial?
Oh, well, pre-inspection and a pre-appraisal.
Yes. And why would we want to do a pre-inspection?
Oh, so to know what the buyer's inspector may find. Now, they may find things that are not on that pre-inspection appraisal, but it gives you a heads up on what an inspector might be looking at as they come into your home. You can fix those items, or you can tell the potential buyers, hey, we're going to not fix these, and they're up to the buyer to do.
Okay, so maybe like an example, what if we have a gas fireplace in the house, right?
Yeah.
And so we know VA is going to make us get a certification on that so that it passes their VA regulations on lending. And then, but what if there's a major, or there's something wrong, there's nothing major wrong with that gas line that goes in there. It was just, remember the one we had not too long ago where the fireplace, they disconnected from the fireplace to go to an outdoor pit. But if we had to have a licensed contractor
right,
to come out there and do it, it's going to be more expensive than it is something that you did yourself as the seller, homeowner, and you know how to put it right back. So
Right.
that's another huge saving,
Yes.
is get that pre-inspection. Because I can tell you right now, in my house, I have a leak on my faucet and on my bathtub, and I keep telling, we got to get it fixed. We got to get it fixed, but I haven't, right? But if I get those things done on the front end,
Right, you get to choose who your contractors are, and you can get somebody that may not be
fully licensed,
fully licensed, but can still do the work.
exactly. So that's something that I would highly suggest is a pre-home inspection. And so we can help you out with that too. We know exactly who to use and who to go to for those things. So that's another way I think is a great way to save some. I think that's the best way to save the most amount of money right there.
Right.
Okay. And then can I back out of selling? Can I back out of selling a house? Out of buying
a house.
Out of buying a house. Can we?
Not easily. Sometimes it depends on what's going on, but there's a couple of contingencies on the contract.
2 of them. What's one?
It's contingent upon appraisal.
Okay, what does that mean?
That means that the lender, you're going to get an appraisal on the home, and the lender is not going to loan you the money if the home is not worth that much money.
So it has to, the house has to appraise or be a value of the contract price, correct?
Yes.
Okay. What's the second contingency, Shannon?
It's going to be the home inspection.
Okay.
So you want to
No.
go over it? Okay. So if the home inspection, you find things that are there that are maybe something you cannot ask the seller to do, or the seller's not willing to do, then you've not met that contingency. You'll not come to a meeting of the minds, and you walk away with your earnest money, and we go find you a better house.
Okay. So I've done my home inspection and I've done my appraisal, and those 2 contingencies are gone. And oh my goodness, guess what? Across the street was the perfect one. It actually had all hardwood floors, no carpet like the house I'm buying. Can I get out?
Yeah, that's where I'm going. No.
No, one, you would lose your earnest money. That's
so
one
you can get out, but you're going to pay a price for that.
Yes. 1, you're going to lose your earnest money, and 2, you are in breach of contract, and you could very well be sued for that, and that can happen. So I do not suggest, after we have moved past these 2 contingencies, do not look at another home. Don't open an app, delete it and quit, because at this point you've already fallen in love and you spent money.
You spent a good bit of money, and that's not going to, just because you're getting your earnest money back at that point, if you were to do that, it's not going to replace the money that you've spent on the appraisal. It's not going to replace the money that you've spent on the inspections, depending on how many of those you've had to do.
Exactly. Okay. Now, is now a good time to buy a house?
Yes.
Yes.
It's a great time to buy a house.
Tell me why.
So interest rates have dropped.
What are they?
They're at 5.75, and in December they were at 8%.
Right.
So
we've held for the last 2 weeks. Our interest rate has held the same for the last 2 weeks. So that's really good news for everybody out there. We're roughly there. And that's on an FHA, FYI, I'm just letting y'all know. That's on an FHA loan. Right now it's 5.75%. So that's way better than we have been seeing. And so it is a good time to buy for that reason. And are there still enough homes out there to purchase? Yes. Yes, there are.
Well, and we know what the market's doing today. We do not know what the interest rates are going to be tomorrow, and we do not know what the market's going to look like tomorrow. We have ideas, but we don't have a crystal ball.
And right now, we're only at a ratio of 1 to 3 on buyers to every house. So there's still more buyers per house. But you know what's going to happen in, say, April, May, when we have warm weather? Again, we're having warm weather.
Everybody's going to go out and want to look.
And parents are changing their kids from schools at this point. So there's a lot of movement. So now you have more competition to buy. So if you're at a point that you can, now is your time to buy a house. Okay. Is it a good time to sell?
Yes.
Why is that?
We know what the market is doing today. We don't know what it's going to do tomorrow.
Yeah.
And because where the interest rates are, we have a better negotiation power with our buyers.
Yes. Buyers can afford more in housing. So if you're between that 200 and 300 mark now, and do y'all know why that price point is so hot at the moment? Y'all have a clue?
No, please tell us.
Well, because what you're renting in an apartment for is what your payment will be at 200,000 to 300,000. So if you're renting and you're wanting to get off that fence, now is a good time to do that. And then take advantage of building equity into your house. So what you're doing is building a nest egg. I don't know if anybody follows Ashton on Facebook or Instagram or all her little socials. She is really good. TikTok. All of her little things are good. And you posted one yesterday. What did you tell everybody? What was your advice?
Oh yeah. So my advice is to find a starter home that you can afford, save up your money, and then live in that home for 2 years, and then it'll be tax free, and you can upgrade to your dream home.
So it is not. You said it's about what? Stepping stones.
Yeah.
I loved the way that you said that. That was amazing. So stepping stones into your final dream home, because even when you think you're a dream home, guess what's going to happen? Kids are going to move out. You're going to be all alone.
Or you're going to have more.
Yes, more kids or less kids, or and then you're sitting on the couch when your daughter graduates from nursing school, and you're going to look at your husband and you're going to go, oh, it's only me and you in here.
It's a big house.
It's
right?
very quiet. So yes, life changes, and so just understand it is about stepping stones. So let's find the right house for you at the right time. Okay. And then, okay, so let's talk about that interest rate. I said it held for the last couple of weeks, right? Mortgage rates are dropping for the demand of homes in the early 2024, which we've seen, and that's really, really good. But there will be pressure again, similar to what we saw in 2023, because in 2023 we saw the rates when they were lower. Houses were going quickly, and it's going to do that again. So because the feds have told us they're thinking about dropping the rates 3 more times this year. If they do that, then we're going to be below that 5.75, and everybody that was on the fence yesterday is coming off the fence today and going to buy a house. So I would get off the fence first and go purchase your home.
Well, and what's the saying that y'all always say about you marry the home and you do?
Yes, marry the home, date the rate. At any point in time, we can always refinance. And when you're speaking with your lender to figure out those things, those are some good lender questions that you should ask. Can I refi? How much is it going to cost to refi if I do? Some lenders right now are offering to refi that house without any loan origination fees. So there's some good incentives out there right now to actually get a loan on a house and then just date that rate. Okay. Experts are saying that home prices will go up this year. That's good news if you're thinking about buying. So if you buy now and they go up, you're putting more money into your pocket. So when you become a homeowner, you want the value of your house to rise. Now, I'm going to be quite honest and tell you all something. Are we going to see the crazy growth that we saw during 2020 and 2021 and 2022? We're not going to see that 12 to 15% growth. Do y'all know what the national the national average is over a 1 year period? 3 to 5%. Okay. And that's what we're going to start seeing. We're going to hold that line, 3 to 5% year over year. Okay. So it is still really good to go ahead. If you're thinking when you buy, you want it to go up like that. Okay. So and just remember, if you buy now or you wait, you just cut yourself out of that again, right? Because it's gone up, the housing. So don't think I can't afford now, because if you keep that mindset, you're going to keep on going.
You'll price yourself out of being able to get the size in the home that you really want. That's going to be perfect for you and your family.
So Shannon.
Or your family.
Yes. So Shannon, I have realized that the house that I need and want, I can't do by myself. What would I do?
You might consider a multi-generational home.
Tell us about those.
Multi-generational home means that you have grandparents, children, grandchildren all in the home at the same time. I believe in a multi-generational home. Above and beyond anything that we might tell you as far as real estate, there's tremendous benefits on living in these. It's what we used to do many, many, many years ago, and we got out of that with this individualism. But there's a lot to gain from sharing of tasks through the house, taking care of parents, having a built-in babysitter for children to some extent.
So what are some, Ashton, what are some of the benefits of the multi-generational home? What is that?
One, it can really help save money if you're splitting it with other people in the family, as well as sometimes people might want a bigger home and they just can't afford that. So if you're doing it with a family, then you have more income to be able to afford a nicer, bigger home.
Yes, and we have several that we know, even on the team, that have started taking care of their parents in the home. And you're thinking, I don't know if I can live with everybody in that house with me. But, it's not, if you have the right house, that's
Right.
very important. If you have the right house set up, do you know that houses that have an in-law suite or a granny room, is what they're calling them, either one, they sell 23% faster than homes without it. And it's because you have one house where you do split everything up, and the grandparents have a place to go with their own bathroom, their own living quarters, kind of inside the house, and then you have your kids upstairs, and then you still have your side over there that you can get away to. And I'm not gonna lie, having grandma or somebody in the house that can cook, that would be amazing, right? Come home and dinner's ready and my clothes are washed, and I'd be like, oh, I'll clean the kitchen, I'm fine with that one, I got this. That wouldn't be so bad. So there are benefits, and like you said, even
And there's wisdom that can be shared, that living together with mom and dad or with grandchildren, that you just gain so much from this experience. I'm a firm believer in multi-generational homes.
And we're seeing that. This is our generation now, is the first generation that are tasked to take care of their parents and their kids at the same time.
Because we've had our children later in life. Right?
Yes, and so it's those things that you have to have a balance in your life. And I think it can be, but you really want to talk with an agent. If that's something that you're wanting to do, come in with us and talk to us, because we can show you the benefits and we can show you how to make that happen in your life.
And we can be on the lookout for those homes that are coming on the market that have that kind of floor plan that would enable that to be as smooth of a transition as possible for everybody involved.
And if it doesn't have that regular, if it doesn't have what you think is the in-law, there are other options. We can look at regular housing. And sometimes I find that you have in a house, you have the master bedroom on one side, another bedroom and a bathroom on the other side, and then bedrooms upstairs. So that's still, and they sell it as a traditional house. What we would do then, though, is turn around and let's start focusing on looking at those homes that have 2 bedrooms downstairs, right? 2 bedrooms, 2 baths down.
2 en suites.
Well,
right.
It may be an ensuite that's out in the hall, but it may be as simple as putting a door on that hallway so parents feel like they have their own space too. So it kind of helps in that to think outside the box. It's not just an in-law suite, right? It's a little bit more than that. And then what are some other things that we could help with, Ashton?
What are you trying to get? What do you mean?
The last part.
About whether your motives are financially or focused on the people you share your home with. Buying a multi-generational home could make sense for you.
Yes. So it doesn't have to be just financially. It's just something that you're desiring and wanting to do in life. But we would love to help, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So home ownership is still the heart of the American dream. What are the benefits of owning a home, Ashton?
I mean, one of the number one benefits is privacy. You have your own space. You can have your own. You're not worried about if you're renting. You have someone kind of telling you what to do in your home.
Can come in and out of your residence anytime.
Mm-hmm. So you just have more freedom with your own home.
And, we talked about this one time, but even your kids, right? They even do better when you own a home. there was a study that was done that test scores actually rise when children live in a home that their parents own. It also gives them creativity because they get to decorate their room, paint the walls, hang things, and not worry about anything like that, right?
About not being able to get your deposit back or things like that.
Yes,
right?
and that, yeah.
Well, and you're developing legacy for children, that this is not only just gaining wealth, but you're teaching them what it means to kind of be a little bit more independent.
Yes, yes. And it forces you to start saving a nest egg that you didn't think that you were going to do just yet. Or
Right.
so that's some of the things. What are the non-financial benefits of owning a home?
Like we said, first, one's privacy and security, and then having a good place for your family or to raise your children. And also, it's an important driver of wealth accumulation, and the largest source of total wealth among most households. So I like to explain it to people as buying a home is kind of like a savings account. You're not just throwing your money like for rent. You're putting it into your mortgage and you're using it as a savings account. You're
developing equity in somebody's pocket. Why not be your own?
Right, because
that's not financial. I mean, that is financial, but yeah.
But so think about it, right? Like, one, nobody thinks how fast this can compound. And so I want to talk it out with y'all and see if y'all can track with me. So one, you're paying every month, and part of that payment goes towards your principal, what you owe, right? So right there, we're knocking down some of the bill. But remember when we're talking about growth, so if we have a 3 to 5% growth year after year, you're not even already knocking down the loan, but your value is raising.
Right.
So when that starts compounding, you go from here to here real quick. So even stats show us that too, that after 2 years of owning a home, that you have actually, because I heard this, and I'm not going to say which generation, but they don't want to own a home because they want to maintain it and everything else. And they feel like they can take the same amount of money that they would have saved and then put it in a savings account. And then after 2 years, they would have the same amount. But do you know year 3, year 4, year 5, it compounds on home ownership. So you grow even faster that way. So it's not, they were thinking if you, like, not even just a savings account, play it in the stock market. That's still above my pay grade. I don't understand.
Well, and that's a huge risk where
Yes.
land and property is not the same kind of risk that you're taking, whether it's in the stock market or in a bank account or a money market account. It is it has seemed to be a consistent growth. And this is my question, has it ever gone backwards? Where, I mean.
Yeah, we had that one time.
We had that, oh, okay, yeah.
You remember back there the one time?
Well, that's because there was other factors involved with that.
But now, and this too, just remember when that happened, the market ended up having to correct itself for lending purposes and things like that. The government did step in. They have now since put safeguards in place that won't happen. So we're not worried about the bubble bursting. Everybody did think, for a while, the market couldn't sustain.
Especially when we had that great big growth during 2020 and 2021, right?
They were thinking this market can't sustain itself, and they were thinking, and that's what a lot of people kept telling me, Pam, right. I'm gonna wait until the bubble bursts, and then I'm gonna get a deal. I'm like, guys, it's not. It's not going to burst. And still all factors are showing that there's no market correction coming. We will the growth is slowing, right. But we won't see that again. Okay. So here is the market inventory today in the great state of Mississippi. We have 729 homes active on the market that you can purchase. In the past 7 days, 76 new houses went on the market, and then 79 went pending. Do you know? And then 79 actually closed. So we more actually went under contract than we got new this week. So that means we're going to start seeing that growth again. Ashton, what did Tennessee look like?
Tennessee had a total active. We have 2,174 in the past week, and then new we have 92, and as well we've had 59 go pending under contract, and 63 were sold in Tennessee.
So we're gaining a little ground in Tennessee and we're losing a little ground in Mississippi of homes that you can purchase. So if you're looking for a home, is it still a good time to look because you're starting to see? Yes, you want to get in before it goes really crazy. And Tennessee has a lot more opportunities. So if you have thought, I find this all the time, everybody, they think the state line between Mississippi and Tennessee is imaginary. Nobody ever pays attention to it. I mean, you just come back and forth, back and forth. So if you can't find the house you're looking for in Mississippi, what's a good idea, Ashton?
Go across that line and go to Tennessee.
Exactly, because we may be able to find the house you're looking for in Tennessee. All you need to do is come in with us and sit down and talk, and let's see if that will work for you. Okay, and then guess what? I would really look at if you're thinking if you can't find the perfect house, Shannon, I think I would just build one.
Yes,
And,
absolutely.
and we are seeing that builders are offering incentives, quite a few incentives. What have y'all seen?
Well, if you're talking about that, where our rate was, y'all said, what was it, 575? One of the incentives that the builders are offering is pay down a rate. So that's going to make that percentage rate go down below what's on the market.
And then they're offering closing costs too. So you can just say you qualified for a loan, that you didn't have to have a down payment. So you don't have to have money there. Get the builder to pay your closing costs, and then you can get in fairly cheap into a house. So that's another thing I would look at. If you can't find the house you want, let's go ahead and look at new construction too. We can show you all new construction. Just come by and talk to us again, okay? And then open houses. Do we have any open houses this week?
We do. I'm hosting one tomorrow. It's off Shelby Drive. It's 4430 Alexis Drive. Yes. And then it's a 4-bedroom, 3-bath with a bonus room. It's a really nice house, really nice neighborhood.
Tell us about the inside of the house.
It's beautiful. It's all been renovated. It has a nice kitchen with like white cabinets. It's beautiful. And then there's black granite counters. It's really nice. Bathrooms are redone.
Has a hearth room, right? So right there off the kitchen, you have a hearth room with a fireplace, and then a formal living room and dining room. So there is one would be a great multi-generational home, because guess what? Master is down on one side, and then on the other side off the hearth room, there is a bedroom and a bathroom. You go up the stairs, and then you have more bedrooms and bathrooms upstairs too. So that would be a great one to check out if you're thinking about that. So anything else y'all want to say today?
Happy birthday, Jennifer.
Happy birthday.
Yes. Well, guys, we are glad you joined us, and we were glad to be here.
Glad to be here.
Glad to be here.